How's it going, everyone? Been a minute since I've filmed an S3 video, and that's really because there hasn't been a whole lot to film. But as you can tell from the title of today's video, I've got my first mod for the car sitting just off camera right there. I've had this car for about 10 months now, and I'm still loving every second of it. However, when I bought it, the wheels that were on it were always not really my favorite. To me, they're a little bit bland. They don't really fit the sporty nature of this car. These are OEM factory S3 wheels. They aren't the premium wheels that came with the car, which is a little bit weird considering this is the Prestige trim, which is the higher trim level that came on the S3. So these wheels are 18 by 8. The new ones that we're going to be putting on are 19 by 8. Without further ado, because using the wide angle is making it hard to keep these off camera, let's go ahead, take a look at our new wheels here. These are the sport wheels that came on the S3s, and these have always been by far and away my favorite wheels that were offered on this car. And they just look so sweet, so much more aggressive. I love that it says Audi Sport right here. I sourced these wheels secondhand. I've been looking for them on Facebook groups for a while now. This one came up in San Diego, so I was able to pick them up. And usually they're on the East Coast, and usually they're a lot more than what these were being sold for. I mean, you can tell already. These tires on here are brand new. They probably have less than 1,000 miles on them. They're also pretty good tires. They're Advanta HP Z01s. Reason why I say they're pretty solid tires is because they have a really good speed rating, which not like I'm going to be doing 168 miles an hour in this thing like these tires are limited to. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead, jack the car up and get working on it. Now, if I'm being completely honest here, I have actually never worked on my S3 before. The only work it's needed has been regular servicing that has been covered under the warranty. The warranty is now expired, so next time it does need servicing, I'll probably do it myself. But in terms of even turning a wrench on this car, I have not done a single thing. So starting with wheels, starting with something simple, but let's get into it. I'm so excited to see how good those are gonna look on the car. This side is done, and oh my gosh, it looks so much better with these wheels on it. A couple points I've noticed here working on this car already is you can tell this is sort of a sportier car right off the bat, because as soon as I took the lug nuts out, they felt like they weighed absolutely nothing compared to what the lug nuts on that car weigh. That's not a knock against that car. Maybe it's just all Audis come with these type of lug nuts, but you can tell they're hollowed out here and they're just really light. They feel really, just light in the hand. I don't know what else to say. Other thing I noticed is, unfortunately, it looks like whoever put new tires on this car is a little bit careless. You can see it's on all four wheels, just right on the inside right there. Honestly, now that the car's on the ground, not as noticeable as I thought it would be, but still worth mentioning for sure. But yeah, there's a couple little scuff marks on these, unfortunately, too. Nothing really noticeable, but just a couple little marks just from them being 5-year-old wheels. I mean, this one's probably the worst out of all of them, which is why I'm putting it on the back. But even these up here had just a couple little imperfections. but they were certainly, I'd say probably still 9.5 out of 10. These are probably 9.25 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10, but can't complain too much because look at how much better this looks compared to this side over here. I mean, it just completely transforms the car. Another thing I was thinking about is that these wheels, as I was putting them on, really started to remind me of the Turbo X wheels. If you don't know what the Turbo X wheels look like, I'll put a picture on the screen here on the left. You can see they both kind of have that two-tone finish with like the gray and then sort of a diamond cut pattern here that kind of accents it. The color scheme on them is basically identical, so kind of cool, but without further ado, let's go ahead and knock out the other side.
Mustang 65 got that V8 engine with a fuel injection. Drop the clutch, pedal to the floor, turn that giddy button to a lion's roar. Dream machine, racing queen, I'll take you wherever you wanna go. Let's blow this town, break the speed of sound. Tonight we own the road. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat.
All four wheels are on, torqued down. I wanted to check the tire pressure on them all, so those are all good as well. I think we gotta go take this thing for a quick rip though, because just look at how good these, I mean, I've always thought and said that wheels alone can completely transform how a car looks. And I think just goes to show how true that is. A couple points I want to mention. First of all, if you're a Saab subscriber and you're wondering if these wheels or those old wheels will fit on any Saabs, Audis are 5x112.3, the Saabs are 5x110. A lot of 9.3 owners will run wheels with this same bolt pattern on their 9.3s. You just need what's called wobble bolts and able to make them work. And one other point I want to mention is tire size. These are 235 19s, whereas the old ones were 225 18s. So that essentially means that the new wheels have tires that are a little bit wider and with a little bit skinnier of a sidewall, which makes sense because they are bigger. It looks like from looking at these wheels and just moving them around that a 245 tire would probably fit better. Just by kind of looking at it, I think it would give me a little bit more meat and a sidewall here. These wheels are going to be prone to getting curbed really easily. Kind of hard to get a camera angle, but the face of the wheel sticks out from the sidewall of the tire just a hair. You can kind of see it right there. Regarding that these wheels are 19s, my old ones were 18s. Technically that means my speedometer is going to be ever so slightly off now, but I'll tell the dealer to change that next time I take the car in. But yeah. Oh, just dropped my phone there. Let's go take it for a ride. Man, this car does not get old. You gotta ignore my MPG. I've had the car idling for like 20 minutes just so we get up to the temperature for the sake of me doing that one little pull there. Definitely can feel a little bit stiffer of a ride. That makes sense anytime you put bigger wheels on any car. And this is supposed to be a sportier car after all. Man, this just makes this car look so much better. Exactly how it should have from factory. To the original owner of this car, why you didn't get these wheels from the start, I don't know. You made a mistake. But super happy with how this turned out. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. And that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time.
Take it easy.